Hey, you. Yeah, I'm talking to you, federal employee. I'm with the Doge department. I'm here to audit your behavior. I'm here to audit what you did today. You're going to receive an email. You need to click on it when you get out of your fat, grease-covered bed. You need to read it, and that email, you know what it's going to say? It's going to say, hey, give me 5 bullet points of what you did today, little Fetty boy. Little Fetty McGetty, huh? You're going to read that email, you're going to respond to it, and you're going to tell me what you did. Do you understand me?
Yes. Can I just tell you right now what I did? So I got up this morning and I moved my mouse around, okay? Because I telework, because we're special in the government. And then number 2, I attended a George Floyd hero worship seminar. And then number 3, I attended the Latin American Superior Human Being seminar. And then number 4, I attended a seminar hating on George Washington because he was a slave owner. And then number 5, I moved my mouse some more. Oh, really? Is that what you did there, Bussy boy? Well, guess what? Fetty Fed, you're fired.
Welcome back to Strongman Personal Finance. I don't know if you heard the news recently, but if you're a slug, lazy, hating entrepreneurship, hating the private sector, overpaid, pampered clown federal employee, you probably got an email. That's right. Apparently Elon Musk wants to know what you did the last day. So the Doge department continues on its rampage of absolutely eviscerating the disgusting, bloated, grifting bureaucracy that is the federal government. And if you don't believe me, go look up the top 10 richest counties in America. You'll be surprised to see that a lot of them are around the D.C. area. I wonder why. The most recent thing that Doge did was they sent out an email to the entire federal government asking all the little slugs sitting at home, getting overpaid while everybody else has to go back to work and do real jobs that pay taxes to support those federal employees, what they did today. Now, I kind of feel bad for the federal employees. You know, there's like out of a trillion pounds of hate, there's 1 ounce of sympathy, okay? Because it's got to be stressful as a federal employee to basically do nothing all freaking day. Just be a lazy, unproductive slug draining the wealth out of the private sector. It must really suck when somebody actually holds you accountable and asks you what you did today. Because most federal employees didn't do anything today. They didn't do jack squat. I mean, some of them do. You know, obviously some of them do. But the vast majority are just freaking lazy clowns sitting around. Federal government does today. Oh. And when they get an email like that, they have an absolute meltdown. You want to know why? Because if you have nothing that you did, there's nothing you can say. What are you going to tell your supervisor, that you moved your mouse around, you know, did your other side job on the federal dime and took a dump? Is that what you're going to say on your email when you respond to your supervisor? I would imagine not. So there's got to be federal employees around the country right now just absolutely crapping their pants. Diversity, job security, because they actually have to be held accountable. Now, if you see this video and you're a federal employee, I don't hate you, okay? I hate the idea of the federal employee, but you as a person, you know, maybe you just had life circumstances that drove you to join the federal government. But I want to have some outreach to you today. I want you to really consider whether you made the right decision in life. I want you to consider whether you think it's okay to rob the taxpayer of their hard-earned money to finance your pampered life and your lack of work ethic. And you need to really consider whether you've done the right thing. And if you actually have a soul and you're not a money-grubbing slug demon, you might actually realize that you did the wrong thing working for the federal government. You need to apologize to the American taxpayer who's been funding your last 4 years of grifting. Because we all know what you've been doing, okay? I used to work for the feds. I know exactly what you've been doing these last 4 years. Most of you clowns are fully remote, doing jack all, moving your frickin' mouse around all day, probably working a side job, absolutely robbing the taxpayer, committing frickin' fraud. But if you apologize now, if you bend the knee to me, the embodiment of the private sector, of entrepreneurship, I will consider forgiving you, okay? Because once people realize the amount of grift that's been going on, vengeance will be brutal. You think the layoffs are bad now? Wait till the American taxpayer gets a little Doge check and they realize what you actually stole from them. Wait till they realize the amount of fraud that's been perpetuated against them. They don't have job security. They don't get a little pension, a little diversity check every month when they retire. They don't get nice health care. They don't get anything that you get. And your day, little Feddy Fed, your day of reckoning is nigh. So you better bend the knee now. Quit your job while you're ahead. Get a real job in the private sector. You're not going to be paid as much because, you want to know why? Because the private sector actually has to worry about profit. Okay, you can't just grift the federal government and the taxpayer anymore. You actually have to generate productivity. You have to generate profit in excess of your wages. I know it's scary. It's very scary. Okay. So this Doge email is absolutely hilarious because I know from my personal experience what federal employees do. They don't do anything. Okay, they do one or two things. They do. Okay, I had a couple contracts I had to administer. And you know what I did for the majority of the month? I just sat around. I literally had nothing to do. For day after day, week after week, absolutely nothing. All I did was sit there and receive diversity DEI emails in my inbox every freaking day. Okay? And I know that's what the vast majority of federal employees do. There's some that obviously do a lot more. Obviously. But the vast majority are freaking slugs that do absolutely nothing. And it's hilarious to me to see all the absolute meltdowns that are going on. So there's no major point to this email. I just wanted to laugh some more at federal employees. This whole Doge thing is like the most beautiful vengeance against the slug clowns in the federal government that I have ever had. Every day I wake up with a smile on my face, thinking about all the tears that are being shed by federal employees who are total freaking scum. And I hope most of you get fired, because I know you're not doing jack all. I know it, okay? So anyway, after that hateful diatribe, if you are a federal employee and you want me to do your taxes, see the pinned comment below and book a free consultation. I'll talk to you for free. I'll give you an upfront quote, and I will prepare your 2024 federal and state taxes, business or personal. However, if you are a NASA employee, you're getting a 10% surcharge. So if I quote you $500, you're paying $550. You pay extra if you're a NASA employee. But everybody else, you get the normal rates. And if you're a military veteran, you could potentially get a discount. Maybe, we'll see. But that's it. Have fun. Make sure you tell Elon what you did today. I know you've been slacking. Chop, chop. Clap, clap. Talk to you later. Cheers.